Oh hey, must be time for another school year. Well, here I am in front of my television set again. For all you new staff out there, this is right where we started last school year. Trust me, I'm not here often. That is, of course, unless my Philadelphia Eagles are on TV. Have I mentioned lately that they won the Super Bowl last year? But I'm not here to brag about my football team today. We have important work to do because there's another school year looming on the horizon. Last year I talked about that one thing from the movie City Slickers, and I shared that our one thing here in Westerville is that when we roll up our sleeves and bring focus to our work, we get things done. This year, instead of the one thing, I'd like us to focus on that one question. You know what I'm talking about. Kids have been asked this one question time and again, year after year. Let's take a look at a brief movie clip. It's the perfect example of what we don't want to happen when that one question is asked.
I love the way your sandy hair floats in the air. To me, it's like a lullaby. I'm just flying by, oh so high, like a kite tied to a stick.
How was school?
Worst day of my life? What do you think?
That's right. The one question is, how was school today? I'd be willing to bet that all of us had to answer this question when we were kids. But now we're the adults, and we happen to work in the profession that shapes the answer to that question each and every day. So my question to you is this: what will you do this year, each and every day, to help kids answer that one question a little better than our friend Napoleon Dynamite did, rather than making school the worst day of someone's life? What can we do to have them answer that one question with, "School was great today"? There's a lot happening across the district this year, so I've enlisted some of our team to go over a few of the opportunities that we have in front of us to make school a great experience for our students.
Hey there. As most of you know, our district is working on a long-range facilities plan to address identified needs for some of our oldest schools. The foundation for this plan came from a community-driven committee, and these volunteers met 7 times last school year to analyze aging infrastructures, study student enrollment forecasts, review current and anticipated curriculum, and examine building safety and security.
The good news is that we're going to be able to address some of the identified needs without going on the ballot to ask residents for more funding. While a cornerstone project of this first phase will be significant renovations to Westerville South High School, we're also going to be making safety and security upgrades throughout the district. A few highlights of our plan include improving the coverage and quality of security cameras, automating facility and system alerts, enhancing notification systems, and improving our ability to monitor main doorways and other access points of our schools.
It's important that we continue and expand efforts to keep our schools safe. Whether you're a student, a staff member, or a visitor to our schools, feeling safe is critical to everyone's overall well-being. We want to create welcoming environments in our schools and maintain positive school climates. This helps everyone's ability to focus on learning and teaching. If that positive school climate is disrupted, we have an amazing team ready to respond and provide additional support at a moment's notice. For the coming school year, we've added a mental health specialist at the high school level and 2 school counselors at the elementary level. These new hires greatly expand our ability to support the social-emotional needs of our school populations.
One of our most important goals is to make sure that you have access to required training and professional development opportunities you need in order to be successful. Throughout the coming year, you'll likely have several chances to share your thoughts and provide feedback on various initiatives at the district or building level. It's easy to look past such requests, but as district employees, we're counting on you to take part and lend your voice to those important conversations as those opportunities arise.
Hopefully you enjoyed the variety of professional development sessions provided on our first Westerville Educator Day this year. The next one is scheduled for Tuesday, November 6th, so be sure to watch for opportunities to register and participate in those upcoming sessions. You will soon be getting the Educator Day survey that will ask for your input for future PD. That information will be used to develop sessions in November and beyond as we continue to refine and improve professional learning opportunities to better meet your individual needs.
Your involvement at any level, whether it's simply giving feedback or actually becoming involved on a work team or committee, help shape innovative programs and practices that are developed to support student growth and success. For example, this year, the district's middle school design team begins the next phase of its work to develop a world-class middle school model for our district.
Thanks to the continuing efforts of our elementary staff, our new math program is off to a strong start following its successful launch last year. Our youngest learners continue to gain confidence in their use of technology in the classroom, while staff members continually seek new and exciting opportunities for students to explore interests and develop their talents. If you've not yet had the opportunity to see the concert involving third graders from 5 of our schools, it's a great example of creating unity between our schools and the community.
When we leave for work each morning, it's highly unlikely that we're thinking about what we can do that day to strengthen the trust and confidence that people have in our schools. If anything, it may be an afterthought, but it is important to understand that the trust people have in us, as well as their confidence in our schools, is shaped daily by our collective words and actions. Whether it's the students we teach, the families we serve, or any of the other people who live and work in our community, their relationship with our schools is crucial to our overall success as a district. We have a great team, and as you'll see later, we're doing a pretty good job at building trust and confidence, whether we realize it or not.
One thing that really impressed me when I applied to become the district's new treasurer was everyone's recent cooperation to stretch and stabilize our finances. It's that kind of teamwork and determination that gets noticed, and not just by our community. You've done a lot to help put our schools back onto solid financial footing. Those efforts resulted in Moody's Investor Service upgrading us to the second highest ranking they offer. As a result, we're now in the top 10% of the highest ratings in the state with Moody's. That's impressive, and we should all take pride in the achievement.
As we examine those factors that strengthen the trust and confidence in our schools, one thing that always rises to the top is how transparent we are as an organization. There are a few simple things that each of us can do to support these efforts. Share information proactively. Respond promptly to questions and information requests, and ensure that we have positive interactions with those who need our help.
When it comes to operational transparency as well as trust and confidence in our schools, we have some data that suggests we're doing a pretty good job. 91% of our families are satisfied with efforts to keep them informed about their children's progress. 93% are satisfied with our overall communication efforts, and 88% are satisfied with the quality of the interactions they have with our employees. All of this data compares quite well to national survey results. In fact, 82% of our families give our schools an overall grade of A or B. When you consider that just 62% of public school families across the country give their schools a grade of A or B, we seem to be doing a pretty good job. So keep up the great work.
The Westerville City School District is an integral part of our community's rich and storied history. We see the strong connections between our schools and community in so many ways. Across more than 16 decades, members of our Westerville Schools community have stood together, defending freedom, building knowledge, and helping others. Those connections are part and parcel of who we are. We are one. So when our community receives national acclaim, such as when Forbes magazine says Westerville is one of America's friendliest towns, or when a national real estate blog says Westerville is the best suburb in the country, we know that our schools are an undeniably important part in achieving those accolades. Our schools have always been a point of pride within our community. And with the many great things ahead of us, I know it will remain that way for years to come.
One thing I've noticed about our schools, as well as the greater Westerville community, is that we always seem to embrace things in a positive way. It's easy to grasp and celebrate the good things that happen for us. But last year, our schools played an important role in turning tragedy into triumph. When the Westerville Police Department lost Officer Tony Morelli and Officer Eric Juring in the line of duty, our staff and students came out in force to share their love, their respect for our men and women in blue. The thousands of signs and banners and cards and letters of support from our staff and students left a powerful impression. We still hear about how much people appreciated your efforts. And I'd like to thank you once again for rising to the occasion.
So here we are, ready to throw our doors open for another year. On the first day of school and each day after that, thousands of students will be asked that one question: how was school today? I'll leave you with one final thought before we get to everyone's favorite part of the video, the bloopers. It's important for us to keep some perspective about what we do to shape the answer to that one question. I'd ask you to remember that for many of our students, school is the highlight of their day. Everything mentioned in this video presents an opportunity to make a child's day special. So when they're asked that one question, their answer can be, it was a great day at school. On behalf of the Board of Education and leadership team, welcome to the 2018-19 school year. Make it a great one. I'm going to get that all year long from people now. Every time I go in a staff meeting, it'll be bloopers. Start firing people.
Probably more bloopers that way, right? Yeah.
Do I blink at all?
I almost yelled at the screen in the middle of that one. There's a play going on. I'm like, get him!
Oh, hilarious.
Oh, Matt, get out of here, Matt. Matt. I want to say arguably that was my only decent take, and you ding the bell. How's it going, Matt? This is going to be a boring video.
Hopefully you enjoyed the variety of professional development sessions provided on our first Westerville Educator Day this year. See, not one thing. Provided on our first Westerville Educator Day this year. I can't say the word Westerville. What is up with that?
Okay. Worst day ever. Worst video ever.
I'm trying to donate furniture today too, so of course they're gonna come like at 3:30 now apparently.
Right.
So. Is it? That's probably the delivery guys or the pickup guys. Hello? Oh, did I miss it? Oh God, I gotta call them back.
You've done a lot to help put our schools back onto solid financial footing. You've done a lot to help put our schools back onto solid financial footing. You've done a lot to help our schools back onto solid financial footing.
All right, blink when blinking feels natural. Woo!
Great direction, right?
Hey there. As most of you know, our district is working on a long-range facilities plan to address identified needs for...
That's perfect, though. That was great. I liked it. You just got us all on.
All right. This is going to end up on the bloopers, isn't it? All right. You've done a lot to help put our schools back onto solid financial footing. Yeah, I'm just not reading it all the way.
Okay. I didn't think about blinking until the last 5 seconds.
That's all right. You were a lot friendlier at the end of it.
I'm going to take that out.
So
you shall make it a good school year.
That's my comb over.
You said John with words of wisdom. So you wrote all his stuff? You can put that in. I'm sorry.
we're gonna try and do it just one more time.
We may do it a few.
We may do it a couple more times.
Hey, I'm with you.
So the first time I did this, I was with 3 people. Then I was with one other person, and now I'm by myself. Is there something I should know?
Hilarious.
Oh, excellent. Good. This covers up the nice zit that I have on my chin. I like it. You know, my hair does look like that in the morning. Should walk up. Do I do that? Does he walk like? I don't know. I'm not a Star Wars person. I'm really sorry. I've seen like.
Oh, hilarious.
Yes, that's what I need. Yeah, I need a lot of tape. Come on, that was all right, yeah?
Yeah, it was real good. It was the best one yet. You don't have any first?
Oh, I was blinking.
Now it's okay if I wrap this. We talked about it. Now it's okay if I wrap this.
Now it's okay if I wrap this.
Now it's okay if I wrap this. My boys would be, well, they would leave the schools. They would just be done. I looked away.
You blinked 7 times.
Because I was like this. I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta blink.
So I can even be looser now that I have one under my belt. All right. Okay.
Rhythm. Little Bailey's in the coffee. No, okay.
finished. That was good enough. We're done. What? That's it?
That's it. That's it. I got it. I got it.
High five? What do we do here? Yeah. Yeah.
This project's over.
All right, well, don't tell them that I ended it so quickly. All right?
So I go get lunch. Hey, where's the wine? Yeah.